I on your house on Abana Mandilas. I am a city everywhere. Also, on the was on Abba, Monday Bukita. I am a bonade. As no you would know Banana side off white yak or get it. Oil Babu or money bottle Naco. Only we hold about Ramadana, Moyo, Banana, or the affair. Everywhere now loyal to you. And they will be the boy also kind of much everywhere.
Bukoni name the solution no Lagos Island. Bukoni also do cause on Ababa. I'm not going to use where Ndoboda and Doja and why I took out the Mandibo. Bukoni.
Very painful, though. But the truth is that running away is not the best solution. If it will be possible for the Igbos to come together and synergize, because if you run away, most likely they will attack your shop, they will attack your wares. So if we Igbos will come together and synergize and possibly find a way of warding them off, that will help to solve the problem before the police comes. If you don't do that, these people can invade the shops, and I bet you running away is not the best solution to that. So please, let's think about that. Let's call for reinforcement and let the Igbos that are concerned within that area synergize and come together and see how they can quench the fire. Obviously, these people are going too far these days, and we cannot continue to fold our hand and allow them to continue to mess us up. Every year, hoodlums, they will form hoodlum stouts. Every time in the market, they are doing nothing other than to continue to extort the Igbos. So it's high time we sit down and find a way of getting these things nipped on the board. That's my humble advice and suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, with a report reaching me, it was said by an eyewitness that when the fight broke out, you understand, when the fight was barely like coming up, you know, the Igbo guy was the one that got stabbed first, understand, with a bottle, because the Yoruba guy called his brothers, you understand. So the Igbo guy got stabbed first before the guy, with after maneuvering them, got a knife from an orange seller, according to the person, and then took the other Yoruba guy. So before everything then heated up, the police came immediately and picked him up to calm the situation down. But when the police left, the remaining video you are going to see is after the police have gone out. Watch, share, stay safe out there. This video is not to create tribal war or any tribal conflict. It's to create awareness, and we should live in peace.
Hello and welcome to my channel. What you just watched is not new. It is not the first time, and sadly it may not be the last. Another bloody clash has erupted in Lagos, this time around at Mandilas Market. Mandilas is an Igbo dominated market, but in Lagos. The reports say it began as a fight between a Yoruba man and an Igbo man. The Yoruba allegedly stabbed the Igbo man. The Igbo man retaliated, and in that retaliation, the Yoruba man died, based on what we had. Instead of the matter ending as a police case, the Yoruba thugs regrouped and stormed the market in revenge. The fracas spread, and now there are reports of several deaths, shops destroyed, and many Igbos forced into trying to defend themselves in what we call defensive survival. So the story sounds too familiar. We all know things like this happens. Igbos are the most traveling, and they encounter things like this. And why I say this sound familiar, this is not the first time you know. Now let's go back to early 2000s. In Lagos, there is another big market. You know the market around Ramoni, all the way to Ojolaba. On the way to Ojolaba, the Lawansen Market. That market is also dominated by Igbos. It is famous for, it sells second-hand products, refrigerators, air conditioners, washing machines, irons, toasters, and many imported household items. You get it there. But in those days, the same problem existed. Whenever containers arrive with Igbo goods, the Yoruba touts, the Agberos, they will rush in. They will tell you, they are forcing themselves on the traders. They will tell you they are the ones that will offload these goods. They will say, we must be the ones to offload these containers. And not only that, they will also dictate for you the price at which they will offload such containers. And if an Igbo trader said, no, we can offload it ourselves, or if he refuses to pay that high price they demand, immediately it turns into a fight. Why? Because the touts believe that Lagos is their land, and therefore they must control everything that enters. Remember, these are containers. The owners of these containers have paid duties and several things, and somebody wants to come and take a huge share from the container again. So that there was a battle at Lawansen early 2000. After it went for years, the Igbo traders united at Lawansen. They stood their ground. They fought. Yes, they fought back. And many of these touts were arrested, and they drove them away from that market. I don't know about now, but as at 2015, if you go to Lawansen market, and early from those times, you see, touting is not permitted here. Strict warning. They took over. How can people who are not registered by government, come to disrupt activities, demanding money for what? So the touts stopped ruling Lawansen. They were stopped. And you know why they were stopped? Note, because the Igbos there said enough is enough. Because the Igbos said enough is enough, they were stopped. So what we see at Mandilas Market today is that same story, kind of Lawansen story. I believe that is the thing, repeating. Small fight between individuals, they are quickly turned into ethnic wars. Daily extortion by touts is left unchecked. That is why it is going on. And Igbo people, despite their huge contribution to Lagos economy, remain treated as outsiders. If the Lagos government really value people who are in their space, they should have done something. So what we see is beyond personal quarrels. It is about a system of extortion and intimidation. And the truth is that the Agboro structure in Lagos is protected by politicians. In case you don't know, Agboro structure in Lagos is protected by politicians. The tout collect illegal levies from the markets, from motor parks and traders. And politicians turn a blind eye because those touts serve as political foot soldiers, even during elections. That is why when Igbos resist, the whole system came crashing down on them. There is possible that the state structure also crashed on Igbo. Let us be honest. Igbos are travelers. We are mobile people. We live everywhere. We trade everywhere. We build everywhere. And we do it so peacefully. Yes. Igbos are not troublemakers. Especially where they do their business. How many times have you heard that? Because these people are in us, the Yoruba people are in Oka too. The other day I saw a video, a man did a video. I have seen several of them. And they have meeting in Oka. They have, they are in Oka, many of them. How many times have you heard that a Yoruba man in Onisha, or Newi, or Aba, had a quarrel and the Igbo people gathered to burn his shop? Igbo people are one of the people that they treat outsiders better than their own. How many times have you seen a Hausa trader in Owerri attacked simply because of a small misunderstanding? You hardly see that. Instead, we separate the fight and the people continue with their business. But in Lagos, whenever an Igbo man and a Yoruba man quarrel, it quickly becomes Yoruba versus Igbo. Why? Because the hatred is always under the surface, waiting for a spark. This is a painful truth that nobody wants to admit. It's very sad. Now, here is the big question, Ndi Igbo. What should Igbos do in such a situation? Should they run? Or should they fight? Running is not a solution at all. Running is not a solution. Because when you run, the thugs loot our shops, burn our properties, and come back again the next time. But note, also, when you fight blindly, it is also dangerous. When you fight back blindly. Because they will turn around and say, Igbos are violent, Igbos cannot live in peace. So this narrative has been used against us since 1966. The real solution is unity plus strategy. Igbo traders must unite, like what happened in Mandilas Market. Every Igbo market union in Lagos must set up strong security committee to resist extortion and protect traders. You must set this up. Every incident must be documented. The names, the video evidence must be kept. Because even if Nigeria ignores us today, history and the world will not ignore us tomorrow. And our leaders, traditional, the political, the religious, they must stop keeping quiet. Their silence is killing us. And to Yoruba leaders in Lagos, you know well, and you know very well, that the Igbos are not your enemies. The Igbos are not your enemies. Igbos are like your partners in trade, in growth, and in development. Let me tell you, people who come to your space also are part of the development of that place. They pay tax. Now, if your silence continues while your tout, that's your tout, spills blood, then you are silently endorsing it. And history will not forgive you. I'm telling you. And these Igbo leaders, I see a pattern. You should stop asking Igbos for votes while ignoring their suffering. Most of these Igbo leaders rush to Lagos when it's time for election. But when trouble arises, you will not hear their voice. Stop asking for Igbo's vote while you are ignoring their daily suffering in other places. Mandilas Market is burning. Tomorrow, another Igbo market will burn. That's Igbo-dominated market outside an Igbo. If you cannot protect your people, then do not call yourself leaders. Mandesina highway is Igbo. Mandesina highway is Igbo. And my Igbo brothers and sisters, the truth is bitter. We are forced into one Nigeria. And since then, we have been asked to live as Nigerians. But if we cannot be treated as Nigerians, then let us be honest about it. It is better to be foreigners in another land where we know the rules clearly than to be in a country, in this country where our lives and businesses are destroyed at will. You see, the Lawansin story showed us one thing. When Igbos unite, the oppression fails. The Mandilas Market story is another reminder that we must stand together. Because if it is Chukwuka Onyeka today, it may be you tomorrow. I am Azuka OJ and this is Igbo Area TV. Let the truth be told. Please share this video while if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Bye bye for now.